Hello, good people of sound mind. You are welcome again to our YouTube channel. Well, you might be surprised. Don't be surprised if I call it our channel, because whatsoever I do is always a family affair. So you are welcome. My name is Pastor Stephen Iwueze, and today in the house, I have the opener of the womb. My first daughter, the excellence of my dignity, by name Favor Iwueze. And please, if you have not subscribed or share, please do. And always hit the notification bell in order to receive notification whenever we post our new video. Once again, you are welcome. So over to the
yes. So hey, I'm not a guest here. This is my house. This channel is our house. So we are welcoming our young people, all of you. You're welcome again to another interesting video. So we'll just start. Today we are going to be discussing marriage, divorce, preparation for marriage, things like that. You just try to keep it short. So we just touch all these things. So remain blessed. Please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you have not subscribed, because trust me, you are missing out on a lot if you have not joined this family. So do yourself a big favor by joining us, and do us a big favor also. It's not like it's like a two-way thing, you get. Okay, let me not talk too much so that we'll start this video. So without further ado, we are going to start this video. So like we said, we are discussing today preparation for marriage and divorce. So we know that marriage is a very serious institution, except that in this generation, time and whatever you want to call it, marriage has been so reduced so much that it is now too trivial. It's something that people jump in and jump out of. Marriage is something that you actually meant to consider, because many people think that marriage is a destination. Many people think that marriage is the end of a thing. Meanwhile, it is not. So that is why preparation for marriage should be hampered on in this day and age, because it seems like we are too focused on the day of the wedding and the emotions involved in the relationship that we forget the work that we're supposed to put in into the relationship, into the marriage. That is why I think we need to start talking more about preparing for marriage, because we talk so much about marriage, but we don't talk so much about preparation for marriage. So he has been in this department for like 30 years. They turned 30 this year, so it's not easy. It's not an easy something. Me, it's like barely 4 years. We are close to 4, and I can tell you it's been amazing, but it's not easy. So I want him to tell us from his own generation and his own idea, what are the things you think a single person, whether male or female, should prepare for or should prepare before the person says, okay, I am ready for marriage. Because anybody, they called for singles to come out in church on Sunday. They said singles should come out. I saw a team, in their own mind, they are singles. Because many people think you are a single as long as you are not married.
even 15.
I saw a bunch of small children. I was like, you people are not single, you are a child. But they don't understand. They think they are part of the single. So what do you think a single person or somebody that is not yet married, what do you think they need to prepare? What do you think they need to get ready before they say, you know what, I am now ready to enter into this institution called marriage?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for this question and this topic. It saddens my heart. I mean, the rate of divorce, the rate of catastrophe in the homes, even among those who are called children of God, is alarming. In fact, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to stop. But at the same time, I kept on telling people that marriage is God's own institution.
Yeah.
It is not man-made, and it is the first institution ever made, and it is God's institution. Therefore, you must handle it with care. You don't handle it with child glove. Marriage is a serious business. Marriage is not a fun fair. Marriage is a work fair. Funny enough, a whole lot of people prepare so much for their wedding.
Tell me about it.
They map out. Maybe if you meet a young lady now, that young lady will tell you that I'm saving money for my wedding.
No, but the thing is, if you come by any young lady, especially women, if you come by any young lady now and ask her what is your dream for your wedding, the person will tell you in details, down to what their wedding gown will be like. But if you ask them what do you want your marriage to be like, actually then you start hearing things that sound very
No idea.
Like, if my husband should love me, we know. What are the other things?
You see to that. So like I used to tell people that are getting set or are dreaming to get into marriage. As you are prepared, I'm not saying to prepare for a good wedding is not good. Very, very good. But most importantly, prepare for the marriage. Wedding lasts for only a day, but marriage is limitless. You cannot prepare that is heavily for something that will last only one day without knowing even how to do about the marriage itself. I want to believe that if we prepare very well for our marriage, you know, that is why on the day of the wedding, they will give you a certificate, meaning to say that is you have even graduated before you enter. Just like correctly said, there is no room. It is a journey of no return. If you approach marriage, that is knowing that it is a warfare, just like the Bible will always say that work out your faith with fear, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Is that okay? So somebody who said that he's a child of God, that is walking, without checkmating himself or herself, will hit the rock.
Yes.
So when you are preparing for the wedding, which is very good, but most importantly, prepare for the marriage. Prepare for the marriage. Get to know the person that you want to marry. Get every necessary information. Anything that you know that you will not appreciate tomorrow, make it known to the person. Anything you know that you cannot endure or bear as a man who is going into marriage, or as a young lady, or as a lady who is going into marriage, whatsoever that you know that you will not bear, well, it might sound strange on what I will say now. You better cut off that relationship. It is better to cut off why in courtship than to cut off why in marriage. That is where God is not happy. Even though you hear priests or pastors or reverend fathers, men of God, on the day of the wedding, they will still ask the man, they will still ask the woman or the lady, so to say, would you take this man as your lawful wedded husband? Would you take this woman as your lawful wedded wife? They are expecting to hear answer. And anything answer that they hold, if you say no, you are not yet satisfied. They close the wedding. Then people will go there and eat the rice you have prepared, and everybody will go back home.
That is what wedding is actually.
Yes, but when you say on that wedding day, you have not entered into marriage, you are still on the wedding process. On that wedding day, once the preacher asks you, will you take this man as your lawful wedded wife? Will you take this person as your lawful wedded husband? Once you say yes, pim, the sea enters. Remember, the Bible says, do not remove the land ancient mark. Devil are watching. Angels are watching. And God, who is the owner of institution, is watching.
And they will use your words, especially the devil, will use your own words against you.
So young men and young ladies, please and please, marriage is not for fun. There could be that you may see a man of 40 years, yet a boy. You might see a young lady of 50 years, yet a girl. But you can see a boy of 20 years or 25 years, yet a man. Or a lady of 25 years, yet matured, a lady of 20, 22 years, yet matured as a woman. So the maturity we are talking about is mental maturity.
Yes.
People enter in and jump out. They jump in, they jump out. That is not the way God designed marriage. God designed marriage for enjoyment. It is not for endurance. He designed it for enjoyment. Therefore, get to know the person very well. Get to know the lady very well. Know her background, know her mother, know her father, know her siblings. Vice versa. Why the lady is studying the man should also study the lady, because it is a lifetime affair. You don't test before you enter. That is, you don't you don't enter and test and jump out. Any test you can do now, of course, when I mean test, you know the test I mean.
He's not talking of the sexual intercourse, because whenever we talk of marriage, people now say, how do you get to know what you're buying if you have not tested it? You don't need, stop racking up appetite for yourself, because what it does to you is, if you don't know what America is like, you will not miss America.
Sure.
If you don't know what Okpoko is like, you will not miss Okpoko. If you don't know what Abuja living feels like, you will not miss living in Abuja. So if you don't know what sexual intercourse is like, you will not have an expectation of how this person should perform or how the other person should not perform. The original way God has, because I know people are going to come after me, but see, I don't care.
No, okay, listen now. When on this issue of, let's just dwell on this issue of sex a little bit. I remember when we were in courtship, I asked too many questions. Man, I asked questions. I could remember that I asked one of our mothers in the church then, an elderly woman. I asked the woman, I said, Mommy, please, what if when my wife becomes pregnant, sexually, how do I approach her? And the woman laughed. He said that nobody teaches man that thing. That when that time comes, you will know. When that time comes, anything that has to do with on that side, when that time comes, you will know. No. But what I'm talking about is marriage of a thing. Why there are too many divorces in our society today is because many people didn't prepare. Yes, many people didn't prepare. They only saw all the rosaries, all the springtime. But then I thank God, I still thank God, because at times we fake things that are not there. By and by, there must be a day of crisis. Yes. No matter who you are. That is why in those days, the preacher will ask you in this or in that. St. Paul said,
better for worse.
Yes, St. Paul. I still like that. Many people say that you are confessing negative. He said,
the worst can be anything.
St. Paul said that nothing can separate me from the love of God. He said, is it height? Is it low? Is it persecution? Is it riches? Is it poverty? Is it death? So this is the kind of decision you will take while entering into marriage. That nothing will separate me from this man. Nothing will separate me from this woman. Therefore, get to know the person. Get to know. Pray, inquire, and ask questions. Make so many inquiries without the person knowing, without the lady knowing, without the man knowing. Make inquiry. For the journey is too far. The journey is too far. The journey is too far. I have read a whole lot of people, they say on the day of their wedding, they spend 100 million for the wedding. The next news you will hear after 1 year, that they are divorced. Do you know what somebody told me? That even these days, at the cost of their courtship, at the cost of they call it dating. At the cost of their dating, they will also ask, what is going to be my portion in case if you divorce?
Yeah, prenup.
Can you imagine that kind of devilish question and devilish idea? Let me tell you, marriage is God's ordained institution. Don't mess it up.
And as you said it now, as I was making this hair, there are 3 people that were making my hair. So one of them, she was talking of her family and the whole marriage issue. So she was like, when her cousins, that last year 3 of her cousins got married this month, like and her father now came to her like, your cousins are getting married. So I liked the way she said she respectfully told the dad that they can go. It's not her time yet. She's not even ready for marriage. Guess what? She said before the end of that last year, the whole 3 are at home now.
Can you imagine? Before
the end of last year, they all came back. So she said, when you ask these young ladies, what are these guys like? The first thing they mentioned for each of them were, he's rich. So you see that their eyes were on the riches, and somebody else's eyes may be on something else. It may not
facial
be
beauty.
That is it, or body structure. It may not be money or body structure for every other person. It can be different things for different people. But whatever it is, make sure it is not a superficial thing that can change tomorrow. Wealth status can change tomorrow. Physical beauty, the fine face can change tomorrow. The body structure can change tomorrow. But see, even the Bible says
even the pointed breast.
Everything
will change.
Everything. Nature happens to everything. Even Bible talked. The Bible was talking about a virtuous woman. The Bible said that a woman that fears the Lord, say beauty fades.
Yes.
But it mentioned a bunch of things. Then said that the woman that fears the Lord shall be praised. So whether in her old age or in her as she's young, she shall be praised. Why? Because the beauty is not from what we are seeing. The beauty is from within. So it even made me to see when we talk of marriage, I have heard a lot of things. I have heard a lot of things. Many people they prepare so much for the wedding. They prepare so much for their job interviews, and they prepare less for wedding. You prepare so much for how you are going to make money in this life. We are going to make the money, but you don't prepare for your marriage. I remember when I was still single, many people thought I was taking it too serious. But for me, I'd rather be too serious about it and end up it is not as serious as I thought it was than trivialize it, and at the end of the day it is serious. Which is why a lot of people, when they go into marriage and they jump out, the next thing they will tell you is they were not prepared for what they met. Yes, we know that you cannot know a person. As I'm like this, I don't know myself fully. I used to think I was a very patient somebody. Everybody around me would tell you that I was very patient. Even he would tell you I was a very patient somebody. But when I got married, that is when you see that, as like I said, marriage is the beginning of a thing. That is when my patience was tested.
Sure.
Children now came and added to it. I was at the other day, I asked myself, am I still this patient somebody? Because some days you snap. That is why you don't know yourself completely, so you cannot completely know another person. But what we are saying is know the basics, so that know the basic,
know the person very well. Make inquiry. Somebody told a story that 2 days after wedding, in a Pentecostal church, they wedded on Saturday. Then on Monday morning, people were that's people we are going to market, passing their side. Then they overhearing the man. Sorry, please. They were overhearing the lady saying, "Make una come see you. Make una come see somebody who said that he's marrying a wife. 2 days. Make una come see you. I'm not telling you a fabricated story. 2 days. Or do I call it 3 days? Did that happen on Saturday? Then this event now took place on Monday. Say, make una come see you. Make una come see person who said that he's married. Make una come see. Then some brethren, some of the church members, then out of shame and embarrassment, they now went up. They followed the backyard. Instead of fixing, they told to know what was happening. Then, funny enough, they met the man at the parlor. Where the man was just putting his hand at jaw, then doing the leg like this. They asked man, bro, what happened? The man said, I didn't know that she was not born again. 2 days.
The most important thing you should have found out.
Get to know the first qualification of a man and a woman. The first qualification is the fear of God. Bible said the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Fear of God. Get to know the person. I don't believe in packaging. I want to see you while you are in the kitchen. I want to meet you suddenly. I want to meet you uninvited. Meet the person uninvited to know exactly who he is or who she is. Because meeting at a particular place, anybody that is coming can package himself.
And in this way, you live in an era of packaging.
Can package himself, but get to know the person. When I mean knowing the person, you know what I mean? Get to know the person. Even make inquiry from the people living around him. Because the journey is too far. The journey is very far.
Sorry to cut you. Even the Bible, Jesus Christ, this is Jesus Christ that said it. He said that the man that wants to build a house,
yes,
will sit down,
carry Bible,
and count the cost. And the reason why this man is counting this cost is not because he wants to count the cost, it's because he needs to know if I can do it or I cannot do it. You know, I used to be this kind of person that I love my privacy. I don't like anybody encroaching on my privacy. But the day I said I was going to get married, I had to tell myself the hard truth that, see, this your privacy you love so much. Somebody else is going to be encroaching in it. In fact, some people else, if there's an English like that, some other people are going to be encroaching in this your privacy. At this point, I don't even know if I have a private space in my life at this point. But I had already told myself, I had already prepared myself for that point where or when I would not have that sort of privacy that I love. Because maybe the husband wants to give you privacy, the children will not, they don't know what is privacy.
Sure.
They don't know. Okay, let's just say my child can run in any time. She does not care what you are doing.
Without protocol.
Without protocol. And it's not something you say you want to. What she will not, anything you want to explain from today till tomorrow, she won't understand.
No, listen, I remember when I took your mom, when we are still in the process of planning for marriage. In fact, we are still in courtship. I took your mom, my wife, to one of my uncles for him to see. Then when he saw my wife, and also then look at me. He said, "You people are too tender. You people are too tender. You people are too." Hey.
And because they
got
married pretty early.
Yes. Because we married at a very tender age.
25, 20.
Yes. So you people are too tender. He said, now, he called me by my dad, my brother called me by my name, he said, Stephen. No, he called me Steve. Steve, if you don't want rubbish tomorrow, we drop from this. Because this woman you are seeing here is rubbish. Then he now called my wife by her Igbo name. He said, if you don't want rubbish, this man you are seeing here is full of rubbish. So that I don't want tomorrow now I'll be hearing, I don't tolerate rubbish. If you don't want to tolerate rubbish, leave marriage.
Is not for you.
And I kept on remembering that word.
Because when you even
because things,
the same thing.
Because things you don't like, I think I told you and your husband.
It's something we keep quoting till tomorrow.
Things you don't like, you cannot be a protocol woman to your husband, and you cannot be a protocol man to your wife. There is no protocol. They can call you all manner of names outside. When you come inside, you are my husband, you are my wife.
That's it.
So what am I trying to say? This journey is journey of no return. When the foundation of a thing is destroyed, what can the righteous do? But if the foundation, Bible talk about a foundation that was laid on a solid rock, that all manner of trouble came, but the building stood because the foundation was on a solid rock. So let your marriage be on a solid rock. Christ is that solid rock. Do the necessary, and let me tell you, don't go alone.
Yeah.
That game, you don't know it. There are people who are in that game. I told my wife, it takes a man to catch a man, and it takes a woman to catch a woman. So any young man can fake anything, but when you involve a matured man, when you involve your father,
or anybody,
when you involve, any aged man, or your father will tell you that forget about what this man is doing. You know, this man is a good person. He's trying to pretend to know whether if you say no or yes, or this man is faking things. This man has nothing. This man has absolutely nothing upstairs. He's just doing all those things to deceive you. Okay. Then, if it is a woman will tell you, my daughter. You tell my son, don't mind this guy. This guy is not the way you think. All these things you are seeing, they're all makeup. Even this hair is makeup.
Other cover.
So your mom will tell you, say, my daughter, see, I'm a woman. This girl will not make a good wife. And she can also tell you that this lady, my son, even though you're not seeing facial beauty on this lady is a good person. This lady is sincere. This lady is genuine. Even though, regardless of her mistake, this lady is herself. There's no pretense in her. So you put all these things, you cannot know it. It takes somebody who have been in the system.
What I wanted to say was, some people will now come for you and be like, all these, the way some parents used to, because some parents would now go overboard.
Okay.
We are not talking about those ones that will go overboard.
No. Yes.
We are talking of those ones that genuinely they don't want. It's not because they don't like the person. It's because they are seeing beyond. Because in Igbo adage they say that what a child tries to see, climbing up
and did not see
the tallest tree, and at the end of it did not see it. An elderly person would sit down and see it. Why? The elderly person does not have a long eyesight. Rather, what the elderly person has is experience and encounter. Because one way or another, this elderly person has seen. See, everything that happens in this life happens by patterns. And there are some things my child may not know. But I've seen the pattern of this thing, and I know the end of it. My father-in-law used to say, because we know this saying, the end of a thing justifies the means. My father-in-law says the means justifies the end. So he has seen the means. He can now tell you the end. That is why studying patterns. So those elderly people, is pattern they are looking at. That is why somebody said marry pattern, don't marry potential. Marry pattern, because potential can be I want to be till 10 years, 20 years, they have not become. Okay. So what in all these I want to be, which one thing have you become?
Or again, I also used to tell people, maybe I love you, love me, I love you, love you. Love is the cheapest language.
Yeah.
But what holds love is commitment. There are certain things I will never do in this world because of commitment. I've committed myself to my wife.
Yes.
Come rain, come sun. So that it is love without commitment will amount to failure. When there is love without commitment, that is why.
Because people are looking at the feeling of
yes, that is why this young man, is it Daniel? Is it Daniel? That said that he proposed in his heart. He has determined it is a commitment. He proposed in his heart that he will not define himself with the king's meat. It is a commitment. Some other person can defy. Say, maybe tomorrow I pray. Then Joseph said, how can I do this wicked thing against my God? Not even against Potiphar, but against my God. How can I do this thing? It is commitment. When you get somebody that loves you and is committed to that love, sky will be a starting point. Is that okay? So that is it. Marriage is not a child thing, and forever. Divorce is bad. No matter who say it is good. Forever. And when you sit down and do a whole lot of calculation with prayer, God will give you somebody that will not divorce tomorrow. Don't jump in and jump out. Once you have entered, you have entered. Check well. Make your inquiry. Ask questions. You are asking God. You are asking people around. You are asking the person involved. Why is it this thing here? Why are you doing this thing? Why? If it is what you are not going to bear tomorrow,
don't start.
And no matter how far you have gone, there is always a room to revise. Please, marriage is good. Marriage is good.
And I want to add, before we round up, I want to add.
Somebody told me that that every preacher will always tell you, I will not take your time, but at the end of the day, you take your time. He said, preacher and professors. So that he said that the thing will be so short, but I think we are overstayed our
well. Yeah. So before we round up, I would like to say, I want us to understand the nature of man. And when I say man now, I'm talking of man and woman, because generally, whenever the Bible is trying to talk of humanity, the Bible calls it man, because that is the origin of human. So the nature of man is to put their best foot forward. As you are putting your best foot forward. Whoever it is you are going to marry tomorrow is putting their best foot forward. Your assignment is to find out what is behind that best foot. Even the Bible says that it is the honor of men to discover a thing. It is the glory of God to hide that thing, to conceal a matter, and it is the honor of man. So it is your honor. It will bring honor to you tomorrow in your marriage if you are able to hear beyond the spoken words, to hear the unspoken words, to see the uncharted charts, the charts that may have been hidden by other things, to see beyond the best foot forward. Because I always tell people, we are all marketing ourselves. Me that I am. if you have had that joke, as me that I am here, you don't know me fully. Anybody that meets me, I want the person to know me as a good person, and that is applicable to all of us. But one thing that is a universal knowledge is that no human being is 100% good.
Yes, we are.
Because even the Bible said that the heart of man, did not say some men, he said man, the heart of man is desperately wicked. So we are all trying to market ourselves, we are all trying to make ourselves look good. So you have to look beyond that person looking good. And anything I tell you about myself, I will not open my mouth and tell you a negative thing about myself. Maybe because I've conquered that thing. But if it is something that is going on, it will take another level of grace for me to open my mouth and tell you something negative about me.
Maybe you are going for an interview. You tell the man, I'm a thief.
You won't say it.
I can do this.
So nobody will come and tell you. Nobody will come and tell you that they are this, they are that. It is now left for that. So that is why I said the honor of your marriage is dependent on you being able to see beyond what is being presented. A preacher said, Pastor Mildred, she said, and I when you actually consider, you see, it's true. Many broken marriages today did not break inside the marriage; it broke before the marriage. In fact, if possible, all marriages that have broken today broke before the marriage, but the people involved did not catch it. Open your eyes.
That's good. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
I love that. So please, my friends and good people of Sandman, I love you. And all you young men and young ladies out there that is preparing to get into marriage, God will help you.
Amen.
But get the beginning right.
Yeah.
When the foundation of a house is solid, then the house will stay. Please, let us wage war against this divorce. A friend told me, one of my friends told me, Pastor Siayo Onwebusi,
Okay.
he told me on Saturday, he said that that do you know that since this year, on Saturdays this year, that he has received 27 divorce cases.
This is one lawyer.
One lawyer.
This is one lawyer in a big city like this.
City. How much more? 27, one person.
This is just
But
June.
in the beginning, it was not so. Let's get it right from the beginning. Get to know the person. See, Bible said love covereth multitude of sin. It is person that you love that love can cover his sins. The person that you're not committed to, you will be counting errors, and at the end of the day, the thing will now explode and turn into divorce. So get to know the person very well. No matter how my beloved mommy, we say that it is checking them. Why the love is checking you? Remember, it is not always like that. Very soon you enter into responsibility.
Okay, and I think we have to make a part two because there are some things. So I will be able to keep this video short. There are some things that we are not able to touch on that maybe in another video.
Okay.
We are going to be able to touch on.
Very, very important.
Because beyond monitoring, or I won't say monitoring, beyond checking out the person you're about to marry, check yourself out.
Also,
so we are going to discuss that in another video.
Yes. God bless you for listening. And my prayer is this: the Almighty God, the everlasting Father, the God that does good things rather, He will not allow you to fail. in that relationship you are into, he will not allow you to make mistakes, no matter how far you have gone.
So, yeah, guys, the first ever Facebook Live on my dad's channel, on my dad's Facebook account, is going to be coming up on Monday. So I'm going to be doing it with him because you know now he's a rookie in this one. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing it with him. So please make sure to join us. It's on Monday by 5 o'clock Nigerian time, not African time. Oh, please, it's 5 o'clock. Let us keep time so that we can be able to go about our other activities. It's just going to be a 30 minutes question and answer. You know, you can ask us anything you want to ask us, but please don't ask us some kind questions. So basically, it's going to be on Monday by 5 o'clock. Please make a date with us.
And 5 o'clock is Nigerian time.
Nigerian time, yes, yeah. Not African time. All Africans understand what you mean by African time. African time means come whenever you want.
No,
please.
No, this
it's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock to 5:30. 5 o'clock to 5:30, so that we're able to go.
And by the grace of God, through the help of the Holy Ghost, whatever question you're going to ask us, you will receive the answer.
Amen.
And I kept on saying it. For those of you that have not entered into marriage, God will help you.
Amen. So
that when you enter and stay. The demons that is ravaging people's marriage will never see your own.
Amen.
Keep on trusting on God. And remember, the key is be a child of God, be a lover of God. And God, in return, will bless you. My name is Pastor Stephen Iwueze, and I'm here with
Favor Alex.
Iwueze. God bless you. And please always remember to hit the notification bell in order to receive notification whenever we post a new video. And also, if you've not subscribed, please do. And also share. And
like this video.
And like. God bless you.
God bless you. See you in our next video. In his next video. It's not my time.
Thank you. Hour, not the hour.
So until next time, we'll see you. Bye.
Bye-bye.